welcome back to Fumbles and Fame. I am your Dungeon Master, Ben, and tonight we are once again playing Tales from the Yawning Portal, or Portals of Yawning Tales as it currently is. And tonight with us we have Fausto.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Fausto, and I will play Zardas, the Xenot Barbarian of Poseidon.
Oh yes. And then of course we have Yorit.
And I'll be playing Levarion, currently soaked in weird acidic water. But also a paladin.
And Bio. Then of course we have Eric.
Hey, I'm playing Alexander Radovich, the ranger / rogue, and I'm watching a guy drop an acid. He's cool with the kids now, as I hear.
Stan.
And I'll be playing Tarlin, the Drow Warlock, and he's not doing acid.
Yet.
Yes.
For once.
And then of course Kevin.
And I'll be playing Yinkin, the Circle to Reams Wood Elf. And since I'm able to talk to animals, I probably am dropping acid.
This is all just
unknowingly.
Who knows? Perhaps we'll find out tonight in this next exciting adventure. But before we delve into the details, we must, of course, stipulate that, unfortunately, we are not sponsored by Wizards of the Coast LLC in any way, shape, or form.
We don't want their money.
They don't like puns.
I mean,
Yes,
you don't
yes,
want their money,
exactly.
but I'll take their money.
In fact, they take our money, a lot of it. But
I don't get paid at all.
yeah, we are not playing in any official capacity. This is actually our home campaign, a little combination of the Tales of the Yawning Portal campaign selection, but we've now entered into a sort of more homebrewy type, which is delving into a few other adventures. And speaking of adventures, the last time we left our heroes, they had stepped through a portal from Zadara's palace in the city of Sigil, the city of doors, and found themselves in the ocean, disoriented, the lurking shadow of a large shark moving closer as they were suddenly fished up onto the deck of Triame, a ancient Greek-style ship captained by our very own Captain Zardas, the hero of Poseidon and slayer of Ogamok.
Oh, yes.
So, yes, Fausto, taking a temporary hiatus from his role as Dungeon Master, has kindly let me behind the screen. So Zardas is rejoining the company. And together they sailed to Atlantis, where they met Poseidon himself. And having come in search of Poseidon and the weapon that he owns, Wave, a sentient and powerful legendary weapon that just may be able to hurt the godling, or so-called shadow god, Shadow Throne. So our heroes have met with Poseidon. They were given their own tasks to complete. 3 tasks, in fact. One was to retrieve an artifact that is known as the Horn of Balmetria. And with this, supposedly, they will be able to understand how to find their other 2 tasks. The teeth of Acetus and the eye of the Kraken. So, our heroes managed to... Actually, they had a very close call with the Kraken. And managed to discover the Lost Isle in the Sea of Mist, and have come to a forest overgrown with strange, evil goat creatures, and there have met a little girl by the name of... Why are you doing this to me? Why?
That's a strange name.
No.
Who was faster
it
making that
Orcish?
joke? Who was faster making that joke?
That was me.
Her name was Karina. I accidentally like opened Photoshop and it's like slowed my system down and everything like that.
Also, would be a weird name.
What?
Her name is Photoshop.
Hmm.
No, she is
It's a
Photoshop.
typical Greek name.
You know,
Papaya shop.
Little girl
She's
number 3. Karina is
she's
her
a
name.
world-renowned like artist. She can paint your picture to the exact in like seconds.
I like
Except
her
your
to,
God
skin is
like
another
ability.
color now.
Yeah, you have to give her ink all the time though, as well.
it could actually
Very
be a
redundant, so she
superpower
can
if you
wear
could make that happen. But
She's
yes,
just a
no,
god.
Karina has mentioned that her friends have gone into the temple ruins and seem to be under the sway of some kind of evil enchantress, a beautiful woman of some kind. And so she has gone back with you. You've arrived at this temple. You see this statue of Poseidon with this strange mirror shining down a hole. But just as you're about to investigate the hole, you hear this kasplosh. And look into the dark as Safarian starts screaming in pain.
Motherfucking acid!
Unfortunately, he has leapt into...
I was thrown!
God damn it, Lavarian, this is why we don't step into strange puddles.
So
These
they say.
overgrown roots have sort of come alive and animated and thrown him into a pool where of stagnant water filled with some kind of nasty slime creatures. And in fact, we're going to get straight into the action today, so why don't you guys roll me some initiative, please?
I can do that.
Ooh, baby.
Baby.
I'm gonna make sure everyone knows you bathe in acid. We're gonna make you the biggest pimp in the world.
The biggest pimp in the world.
Or, well, drug dealer, I guess. You don't have any women. You're not Zardus.
Why doesn't my code work?
Alright, let's see. Is that everyone?
Huh?
Yeah, I
Does
think
Keyboard
so.
need to roll initiative, or does he just go on the...
They, with your cohorts, they go on your turns. So
Okay.
we'll just keep it nice and simple. Alright. Which means... Aww. Wait, no, that's the GM one. It's okay. Everything's good. Lavarian, you have noticed the water is like... It's
No
burning
shit,
at the
Sherlock!
skin. You can see the water moving. What do you do?
I try to get out of the water.
Alright. There was tangling roots, yes?
Yep.
And it critted the hell out of you. So you're currently grappled. So in order to escape its grasp, you're going to have to roll an escape check. DC 13.
Can I do that with Dex?
Yes, you can. Acrobatics. Alright. So you managed to... Well, that's still going to be quite high, right? It's above 13 for sure.
Yeah.
So, yes, you wiggle your way out of these grasping roots
I'll
and
go-
find yourself free but standing waist deep in this pool.
1, 2, 3.
Alright, excellent. You jump up into the other side where you see a dark chamber, a room behind the baths with a stairway descending into the shadows of the lower floor. And what you do notice is that there are two hideous statues standing either side of it, each in the form of a 6-armed cyclops.
Oh no.
They seem to be missing like some arms and hands and that sort of thing. But two of them hold these discolored bronze bowls. At least you see the flash of bronze as you look back over your shoulder.
Yeah, and then I'm drawing my blade and unslinging my shield.
Probably a good idea.
Maybe.
Zardus, what do you
Yes.
do?
Having heard the feminine screams of Flavarion, I shall run forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Be utterly disappointed that there's not a woman there.
Be utterly disappointed there's no one there. And and I shall rage, and then since and I find so weird that I should say this, my reach is not enough. I will chuck a javelin, no, 2, at the first pudding that I see. They're out of the water, right? Like, can I see them?
Well, they're sort of just bubbling at the surface of the water, so you can probably only just distinguish these amorphous blobs moving on the surface.
Right.
What you can see, however, too, is that there are tree roots animated. And
Tree roots.
some of them quite close to where you are.
This drawing under.
Yeah, they don't have a token on them at the moment, but yes.
Okay, I understand.
Basically, yes.
Okay, then I will attack the roots.
Sure.
Yes. Okay, then I will use my oak splitter, and since they are so big and probably easy to eat, I will attack them recklessly and savagely. Okay, here we go. A 24.
Yeah.
Would they be considered elementals? Being made of the elemental, the
no,
natural.
These are considered to be constructs.
To be considered, okay, very well.
Yes.
Then that's it. So I will eat one.
Oh, plant. Sorry, plant.
Plant. Okay,
Yeah,
well.
that makes more sense.
At 33 points of damage.
So you actually hack through the larger extended root that had just been grasping at Levarion, and I would say with that roll you can also attack another root, and if you can manage to strike it, then you've probably taken care of the roots that are in this particular area.
That I shall do.
All right.
Come on,
at
Titus, you get to the root of
24
this.
for
Yeah.
22 points of damage.
Not an issue. So you sever the roots, and you see that they still there are still like some writhing roots now here in this corner.
Alright.
But
Is there
they're
any
out
root
of
next to
your
me?
range.
Out of my range. Okay, very
Yes.
well. And then that's it.
All right.
Excellent.
Alexander, you're standing in the corner.
Well, it's good to see you've come to get to the root of this problem, Zardus.
You definitely can see this amorphous blob bubbling up out of the water right in front of you.
Well, I'm going to Horizon Warrior Market.
Very good.
Does my... Right, I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't. Alright. Actually, I won't mark it. I'm instead going to activate my animated shield.
All right.
Because they both take bonus actions, I'd prefer to have the 2 AC. And, can't see any way of me getting advantage here. So we'll just go without the sneak attack. And I'm just going to shoot the blob closest to me. Twice. Both of them is sharpshootered.
Okay, and that's piercing weapons. Okay, great. Right, so the one close of you, they both definitely hit. You feel that these blobs aren't hard to hit. Now let's see. 19 and 18 in total. So both hit. And what kind of damage is that, sorry? Just piercing?
Piercing, yeah.
Okay, so minus 37. Well done.
I need to get blunt arrows so I can do bludgeoning. Just knock people out.
So you managed to, like, it seems to definitely be harmed by your attacks, although you think it could take quite a few more hits like that before it'll go down.
And I'm just going to stand there. I'm not going to do anything else.
Alright. Tarlin, you hear these screams from back behind the throne somewhere.
Yes. The roots in our room, are they also wriggling around?
So far they haven't shown any sign of that, but it's hard to tell.
Well, makes sense to take the shortest route anyway. Let's move through here. And if that doesn't do anything, then...
It does, however, do something.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Yes, even these roots animate to life as you pass by them, and they will make an attack. Let's see, where did their stat block go? Animated root. There we go. Alright, so it's a 22 to attack.
That hits.
So it hits you for 15 bludgeoning, and you are currently grappled and restrained.
Okay. Wait, it's my turn. So can I actually use a reaction on that attack?
If you have some way to defend yourself, yes. Ah, Hellish Rebuke. Nice. So why don't you go ahead and roll some damage for me?
2, 3, 4. That's 4. That's 6d10.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
There are some benefits. Alright. So, as you, this vine grasps you, squeezing you tightly, still buffering you for 15 points of damage,
Yeah.
but you sort of concentrate all your insidious power to burst into flame, and not only does the root erupt, but the entire, like, bush in itself sort of just goes up in this conflagration of fire that reminds me far too much of home.
What?
Australia.
All right.
I remember to.
But yeah, that's your
buy some
reaction.
alcohol.
So
Yeah,
you can
okay.
still keep moving.
So then I'll keep moving. Yes. Okay, but that was a spell, so
But not a bonus action spell.
yeah. So I can still use my Eldritch Blast, I believe.
You can absolutely use for cantrips, yes.
Yes. Good. This one that I can see out of in the corner, where I hope. Yeah, I can see the token. You said it was bubbling up.
Yes.
Okay.
You can see all four of them bubbling up, basically, but I guess your line of sight would be partially blocked there.
That's the only one in my line of sight.
Mm-hmm. Alright, a 12 actually hits.
Ah, okay.
So what do we got in total? We got a... Let's see.
They're firmly planted.
26 in total.
26, yes.
Alright. It is still up, however.
Yes, my chance to get another charge for my bow.
That would be your turn, correct?
Yes, that's my turn.
So a blob, an amorphous blob, slowly appears in front of Zardos and reaches out with its pseudopods.
Hi, sexy.
Although you manage to aptly dodge out of the way.
Stranger danger.
The next one. Which one is that? Oh, that one. Is the one right in front of Alexander. So it's going to try and attack you with its pseudopods.
No means no.
A 13 would be a miss, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's a big miss.
Alright, Yinkin, you can hear all of this ruckus, but you are currently on the other side of the throne.
Exactly.
You just saw this huge fire, and in fact this bush that seems to have been balefully animated with some kind of magic. You almost suspect that you can smell the tinge of the Fae at work here. But yes, you see that Zardos is currently under attack by this amorphous black blob that has come out of the water.
I'm under attack.
Yeah, I think it's more important to help him than to get. I think the bush is already taken care of.
This bush seems
I
thoroughly
can take care of a
taken care
bush.
of. Oh my god.
See, and I was actively not making these jokes.
But that's not a joke. I can actually take care of it.
Something burning bush. That's all I got here.
Something,
Yes,
something,
exactly.
George Bush.
Wait, George. the
Isn't
monkey.
George your ape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it
He's
is.
of
Oh,
the
God.
jungle. This is
Okay,
George
so-
of the jungle.
I run next to Zadas, and then I will cast Moonbeam.
Ah, bonus action.
No, it's an action.
Oh, okay. I was confused by the fact that you said you were going to run. Haven't you moved 8 squares?
7.
Okay. Oh, right. Elf.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And I'm gonna cast it at, well, let's say 5th level.
Wow.
Because we can.
Because you can, apparently. So yes, the water sort of bubbles with this radiant moonlight, illuminating the room. And on top of that, we see that it is shining directly down on this creature. Let's see. It has a wonderful... Oh, that's actually got a decent...
It's only at the start of its turn, not... Okay.
I thought it's when it appears and then on the start of its turn. No? Okay.
On the first time on the turn, doesn't have to be his turn, yeah.
So 25.
Yeah.
Good. Die, creature, die.
And that appears to do full damage.
Nice.
I'd hope so. And let's get George behind me.
Sure. Is George gonna...
And let him. He's gonna try to throw a rock at the.
Now, is George being careful? I
Rock.
doubt it, right?
No, not really.
Yeah, well, fortunately, it doesn't hit the amorphous blob, and it does not hit you in the head either. However, the creature in the far corner, Lavarian seems to be a little bit further away from the rest of you, and this pseudopod strikes out at him with an 18.
That misses.
That is a miss, okay. And let's see. 21. Paladin. And the final one moves up towards you as well. Another 18.
Well, experience tells me that's a bad miss. It gets to lick my shield a little. Is that magical?
No, it misses completely. You really don't want it to lick your shield if you read the description.
My shield is magical.
Yeah.
Hey.
In any case, it is now your turn, but you have 2 of these blobs bearing down on you.
Hurrah!
Huzzah.
I have a turn. Let's see. What kind of fun stuff can we do? Okay. I'm going to slash at the upper one from where I'm standing.
We'll slash at the upper one. Excellent. So, the blob does not seem to be affected by... You want to pause at the first attack? And let me explain what happens. It doesn't seem to be injured by the slashing damage, although it does take the radiant. So what's the radiant there? 1 point? Is that correct?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so what happens is it halves into 2. So there are now 2 of them there. And let's see, half of
that
that
seems
is...
affected, I guess. I mean, that's a good way to affect it. Literally.
Nice. More for us to kill.
Indeed. So that was your
Fireball.
first attack.
So-
Do you go through with a second
Sure.
attack, seeing... okay. The same one?
Sure.
Yep. That's
The
close.
lower one or the upper one?
This guy.
Okay, so he takes 3 points of damage. And then multipliers again.
The goal here is make them so tiny they're insignificant.
Yes, that's the plan, right?
Yeah.
And
Make them into little worms.
then I'll cast.
That's
Shield
really
of Fate,
working.
because why the fuck not on myself?
Alright, Shield of Faith, Zolus.
Okay, seeing how good it was for my friend Levari, I'll do the same.
What?
I mean, I don't know.
It seemed to be immune.
They're smaller, right? I guess. Do they look also weaker when they get smaller?
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see what happens. Maybe you just have to hit them very hard, which I can do. Okay, so I will hit the one in front of me. It's a great.
Excellent, but it does only the radiant damage, which is 1.
Whoa. No. The radiant damage is actually, I will tell you, 1 plus 6. So that's 7 and the
Okay.
crit. So 7 and 6, it's 13.
Alright, that's better. So let's subtract 13.
13. And then it splits, or
It
you know,
splits.
Yeah. Okay. And so I will attack it again. Let's see how far can it split. 16.
That does no damage, though. It only splits it.
That does no damage, only splits it. Okay. And since I critted, I can attack again. And I will attack the smallest one. And let's see what happens.
The smallest one.
So it has to split again, right? So there are 3 now, right?
Oops, hang on.
So one
Yeah.
medium and 2 small. What's that?
Also, if they split into the moonbeam, do they count as new creatures for the moonbeam damage?
No,
Well, I
Too bad.
mean, I guess they will when they're.
it's not their turn yet. But
Yeah,
yes,
well.
there's 2
Okay,
in
so
the
we'll
movie.
attack the littlest one.
Yeah. Let's see. If it has it splits into 2 new puddings, if it has at least. Okay. Yep. No, it does. Again, it gets smaller. Oh, it doesn't want to go smaller.
And another 22, so 27 damage.
But no damage.
It just keeps getting smaller. Okay, but. Okay, so basically that. So is this one large or medium?
It's I don't know if they change size. Hang on.
I would
Make it
hope
more
so.
larger.
I think it was the
Oh,
large
sorry.
one.
Yeah.
And I made
So this
medium.
one didn't actually split.
No.
It just did no damage.
You sure?
Oh wait, no. Right. Yeah, you're right.
GM is confused.
No, it's actually a difficult monster. Okay, so basically, the only one next to me it would be that one, right?
Yes.
Okay, very well. So what I will do is not me. I end my turn.
All right, Alexander.
First we're gonna move keyboard so I don't forget again, because I keep doing that. Don't know why. I'm used to worrying about multiple things up until this guy comes around. He will move right about there. where once evil finds where?
Yes. No, just cinders smoldering in the dark.
Just steps on some ashes. Kind of just like
Yeah.
rubs his foot off on the side, like, yeah. And he just throws a javelin. Yeah, he only gets one attack. So he's gonna throw a javelin at the bottom one.
Okay.
He's gonna try his best. I believe in you, keyboard.
He actually hits and does 7 points of damage. The piercing seems to affect it normally.
And that's keyboard's turn.
All right.
Alexander.
Oh, sorry, Alexander's. Yeah, I've moved on to Talon accidentally, but it is your turn.
Yeah, it happens. I'm going to bonus action cast Lightning Arrow.
Oh.
And then I'm going to use my first attack. I'm sorry, Lavarian, but you got a bit of a cluster over there, and I like me clusters.
So these do full lightning damage?
Actually, Lavarian, are you okay with this? I should ask first.
No, you've made the choice now. I'm just trying to get the thing. You've rolled the spell, so it does
I have rolled the spell.
lightning damage.
So it does lightning damage.
Okay.
And I roll normally to hit for this. It just replaces my my bow's damage with the 4d8 plus 2d8 for everything within 10 feet of it.
Okay.
And I'm more so trying to stop Lavarian from being swarmed. This is the only way I can help. Sorry, buddy.
Okay. So, sorry, this is an area effect, and you're hitting
This is a
everyone?
very Shifgus moment.
That should be 2 points higher, and yeah, that's an area of effect attack.
Yeah, but does it get all 4 of them?
It would be within 10 feet of.
So it will hit the one that he hits gets the 48. Everybody with 10 feet gets the 48, probably halved.
Yeah, they don't need... Okay, this is gonna take a while. The lightning arrow hits and splits up and seems to have the exact same effect as slashing damage. It does no damage. It multiplies all of them.
Oh no!
And your
Don't worry,
intention...
the smaller they get, the less HP they have, right?
Yeah,
That's how it
that was the
works.
plan.
Oh.
I've actually never
Freaking
fought
that.
this thing.
Where's the fireball guy? Do we have a fireball guy here?
Where's the fireball guy? I've actually never fought these things before. I'm surprised the lightning splits them too.
We're learning.
Yeah, we're learning.
I used him once or twice, so I knew what was going to happen.
That's good.
Sorry, boys.
No, but actually, it's a good plan. I mean, this is the only way to beat them, to split them as fast as possible.
Is it though?
Yeah, because okay, I won't say farther, but
I actually didn't know they had split on lightning damage. Because that just doesn't make sense in my mind, but
Okay.
it's got to be logic behind it.
The black puddings...
I still have one more attack.
Oh, good. Is it lightning damage?
It is not lightning damage. It actually converts back to normal. It's only one attack with lightning arrow.
Fuck for that. What are you attacking?
The one directly in front of me.
Okay.
And then the one closest to me to my south. Because I can do that.
You mean this one?
Yep, this one, and then one of these two. It doesn't matter which one.
Okay.
Because as long as I attack different targets, I get up to 3.
I'm gonna assume you're gonna attack the one that's not inside the moonbeam.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
that hits.
Just for the
And
sake of being
that hits.
fair, I still need to take damage from the lightning.
Oh.
Dude.
I take 2d8 halved because I did save, but
so
Ow.
1d8.
Yeah, I'll
Let's
just
see.
roll
So the first one is 10
Well, thank
damage,
you.
and the second one was 8.
Yeah.
So you have destroyed one of them at least. I'm just gonna make sure that's not the bloody one that's on the countdown. It's not. Alright, so let's assume it's that one.
And that gives me a charge on my bow.
To make more lightning?
Hopefully. I mean, I can do it again next turn, boys.
Why not?
So now it is the Black Puddings.
No,
this-
it's still my turn.
Oh, Talon. Sorry. Yeah, this
yeah,
always happens. so
you
I'm
moved
gonna-
the initiative too early. Okay,
I'm gonna
let me
cycle
first-
through it all so that we can get back to where it's supposed to be. There we go.
Okay. Okay. First, I take a step here, so I have some decent line of sight at least. I will hex this guy.
All right. So it's the
Yeah,
one in the
on
middle, right?
his, in the middle, yeah. Well, on his strength, of course. And then I will shoot my first Eldritch Blast on the same guy as well.
Very good. Okay, so that hits and does how much damage with the?
Ah, yes. It's 2 necrotic. And Levarian is getting surrounded, so I will aim for this guy here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and no hex damage.
Are they both on him?
Yeah, both on this guy.
All right, both still are standing.
He's surrounded all because of his own fault. I did nothing to contribute to that.
So now we move on to the Black Puddings. However, these two here start in the Moonbeam, so can you just give me the damage and we'll see if they can even survive it before I bother rolling.
Okay.
No, they cannot.
33.
So I'm just gonna swap around some tokens. These guys are dead. That guy's there. It moves forward and tries to pseudopod our blue hero. There we go. Oh, a 23!
That's a hit. So I would say 2 plus 16, that's 18.
This definitely stung or hissed and bubbled. And
Yes.
it worse. It sort of like cracks your beautiful skin.
Ah,
Broke off some of his scales.
Now it's the one up next to Alexander, so it's gonna try and pseudopod you.
Alright.
Let's see. Well,
22
apparently they
hits.
have. I might have run that wrong because it is reaction based, but I guess they get new reactions when they're new splits. I don't know. So yeah, a 22 is a hit, right?
Yes, sir.
So you take 21 points of damage,
Ouch.
of which 16. Oh, and the other thing too, guys. You wearing non-magical armor?
I do believe I'm not wearing magic armor.
I'm wearing
So
no
the
armor.
AC is permanently reduced by 1.
All right. I assume my animated shield doesn't help me at all with that.
No, because that would have been your AC that it would have helped with. So,
Right.
because your AC is 18 with it, right? And
Yeah.
This was a 22. So, basically, the acid has come splashing through. It stung you at a place on your armor, and it's just burning through. The acid is burning through the armor.
I have adjusted my name.
Great. Then, let's see, that was it. We're down to Yinkin.
Do you have any mass damage spells that don't hurt me but hurt blobs?
Yes, but it's the only one I have. But I won't be using it anyway. Somewhere else. So
Maybe poison breath or acid splash. Might I suggest?
Yeah,
Lightning
let's-
bolt.
How about no?
Lightning
We
bolt.
still have the moonbeam going. I mean,
Yes, you
Yeah,
could move
but
the
I-
moonbeam,
I could move the moonbeam.
and in fact, probably should.
I will. You know what? I will move the moonbeam.
10 out of 10
I'll-
appreciated.
I'll get back to you later. So I'll move it over here
Yeah.
bloody.
to get those 3. And
All
that
right.
is- I keep forgetting what dice I have to roll. 2,
5d10 or what?
5d10, yeah.
Well, it's not. What, for the moonbeam?
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, because they entered the moonbeam for the first time on a turn.
Is this how it works? Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't say it has to be on their turn.
Yeah.
Same can happen to us though.
Indeed.
So it's 12 only.
Let's see, I've got to be careful of which ones are the initiative ones. So that goes
Yeah,
down
just
to-
put X's on them. You know.
But they get
Oh, they could have gotten a save, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, but let's
Constitution.
be honest. Oh, can't have got decent. Let's see.
Oh no, I
Nope.
just realized
They
these
don't
things
do.
are burning
Nope.
my jacket. My jacket!
So you have actually been somewhat affected, but that's just your bonus action, right? No, your action.
No, that's an action. It's an action. So and then George gets a bit closer and tries hurling a rock again. Because you see there's a lot of rocks over there.
Mm-hmm. And is it the one that's closest to Zardos?
It's the closest one.
Alright, well that did some damage. Okay, then we're at the black puddings, and this would be the two that are in the lower corner, so one of them comes around here, basically.
Moves into the moonbeam.
Oh, yes, he does. Let's see. Con save 17, so it's halved. Do you want to roll the damage?
Sure, I'll roll it.
Ooh, so 15. It doesn't seem to understand the concept of moonbeams. So there'll be two
I'm glad.
black pudding attacks on the Varian.
Okay.
One is it 24? That gets past, right?
That 23 gets in.
Wait, no, you activated your Shield of Faith, right? What does that do?
It's a +2, so it puts me instead of at 21 at 23.
Ah, okay, so that's still passed. And the second one is a miss. But yes, from the first one you take 24 points of damage, 18 of which is acid. And your armor, my friend,
It's reduced by 1.
yes, it's nasty. Especially
I
if
do
it
have
was plate
magical armor on me, but there is also non-magical armor, so I guess that it just hurts my non-magical armor.
It hurts your non-magical armor, yes, correct. Alright, and then we move down the initiative. This black pudding is starting once again in the moonbeam. So it crits on its save. Should we just use the same damage, or do you want to re-roll?
I'll
We've re-rolled.
re-roll every
Yeah.
time. Gives me a chance to roll.
Alright.
14.
However, that was sufficient to take it out. So let's just swap these guys around a little bit. And so that guy is dead.
He did, boy.
Is this other one smart enough? It's not. It's going to move into the moonbeam to try and attack you. These literally have 2 intelligence.
they're oozes.
They hunger. That's all they know is hunger.
So it fails, right, on the 14.
Yinkin, you get to roll again.
Yay!
Alright, you obliterate it. Wait, one of these is not like the others. We're
It
gonna
actually has a gender.
shuffle the pseudopods. Okay, it's finished now. Lavarian.
Alright.
Fortunately, the slimes are greatly diminished, but some have begun to penetrate your armor and are sort of like just dissolving the protective layers underneath, like the leather under your, what is it, plate armor?
Leather armor.
And so like the plate armor and chainmail in the weak spots, the acid is just seeping through.
Yes, leather armor. He's a paladin in leather. I know. it's a
Studded leathers. That's my
Oh,
thing.
okay, even worse.
He's a
You
bondage
you
paladin.
lost-
I'm
You
a
lost-
fucking emo. I mean,
you-
come on.
You lost your studs. You lost your studs. Now it's just leather armor.
So moderately
Deep breaths
intrigued.
and relax. Just deep breaths and relax.
Oh, that's so savage. Kevin, you get inspiration.
Okay, I'll use a
Thank you.
second level spell slot to cast rolls. Ah, there it is. Doot. Oh, it doesn't actually say what it is. Fantastic. Searing Smite.
Searing Smite with fantastic damage there.
Well, you have to
Yeah,
eat first. Actually.
Gotta love it.
Which one will you go for?
I was going to like show what it said, but well, yeah.
Not
So I
today.
cast that first, because otherwise my attacks will just be very bad.
They are arguably very bad right now.
So then we add 5 fire damage to the. 7 radiant damage.
Alright, again, which one was it? The one in the middle, the one at the top, bottom?
Top. Oh, but
top.
actually no. This is probably more. Fuck it. Pick one. I'm just slapping everything.
Alright, you said top first, so
Yep.
the top one will take it. Sorry, so the damage was
7 plus 4.
11. And then that's going to go down to that. And
It's still up?
yep.
Hefty.
But they're small now, right?
They are small now, yes.
Because that one took damage from the.
The only one that's
Zombie
medium
already.
is this one, and this one is full size.
Okay.
And my second action. Why the fuck not? Another
Against
4
this-
radiant damage.
Against which one?
The one in the moonbeam.
Okay. It's still used its reaction already, so I'm gonna say it's not splitting. It's already small anyway. Alright, Zardos.
So he's dead.
What?
You just attacked the small one,
Yeah?
and it did 19 points of damage.
No, it didn't. It did.
It did. Okay, no, that's fine. So Zaras will attack.
It's only the radiant and fire damage is counted.
Not when they have less than 10.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. Okay, so I will attack the one in front of me, and.
But they've still got the immunity to slashing damage. It had enough hit points to absorb the
Okay,
attack.
okay, I'll be a player, so I'll play, and I will attack. I will attack this guy in front of me, and let's see what happens. Yaha! It's a crit. Wasting crits left and right.
That will
Okay.
provide enough radiant damage though to kill it.
Probably, yeah. Okay, but since I critted, then I will move forward. And I
Don't
will
make me
attack.
split this thing again.
Yeah, we need that. And I will attack this guy just in front of Levarion. And I will hit it, and so he will split. And after he split,
He does not
I
split,
will-
he just dies.
I don't split. It's just like then I will attack. Since I killed stuff, I will attack the one to the south of the. And it's a 20 for 27 points damage.
Okay, now it splits. So
Okay,
it
but-
takes no damage because none of that is radiant.
Yeah, correct.
So that goes down to math. All right, Alexander.
Right.
Lightning arrow time, maybe.
No. No. Believe it or not,
Regular arrows actually work better.
believe it or not, I don't have that many third level spells, and I'm gonna save those. Might end up needing those. So, keyboard.
Yes, we hear keyboard.
Keyboard is gonna move to. Actually, he can move one more space. He'll move.
He's actually just like shaking two javelins against each other. Make
Keyboard will move forward, and seeing that slashing. Keyboard's intelligence is 8. I think he would understand with an 8 intelligence that slashy is bad. So he's gonna stab it with his javelin. He's gonna try to.
Okay, that will hit for 5 damage.
Alexander, seeing that keyboard is present, is going to focus on the other slimes. I'm gonna shoot 3 times, starting from the bottom of Zardus and working left and up.
Bottom of Sardis.
I'm aiming at Zardus's booty. Gamble
That's
shot.
not good, 'cause
I will
these
be
seem
marking...
to be quite easy to hit, you have noticed.
Yeah, I'm gonna mark this one, and I'm going to gamble shot all shots.
Yep.
1,
That hits.
2, 3.
Second one misses. Actually, wait. AC 7. They all hit.
Alright.
So the first one, 18 damage.
So 18, it gets
Alright,
the...
Doesn't split. Oh, wait, 4 more?
4 more, and that's all force damage. Technically,
Still up.
because an ally is close enough to him, I do get sneak attack.
Yeah.
So an extra 3 force damage to that one.
Only 3!
Ah, the bastard! The one next to it takes 18 damage,
Alright.
and the one just above Lavarian takes 15.
That one at least you slay.
It's another charge for the bow.
It only counts as one.
Still works. 1 extra charge for the bow.
Talon.
Move my hex onto this one with my bonus attack. And then follow up with a blast on the same one.
Alright. A 15 hits and 8 force is enough to slay the creature
Okay.
outright. Let's see, it is an initiative keeper, however, so let's...
Sad hex
Swap
sounds in the
places.
background.
Blast the one next to it.
Yep. And that slays the creature outright.
And blast the one in the back.
Ooh, can you do it? 10 force. It's still up.
And that's it.
Okay. The black puddings. Oh damn! I deleted one. That I shouldn't have. Okay, they'll all act on the same turn then. So the one is right next to the moonbeam, but outside of it, it's going to try and get Lavarian. An 11 does not beat
Nope.
your reduced AC.
Not even close.
The other one, let's see. On 1, it goes for Alexander. On a 2, it goes for keyboard. Oh, lucky.
Yeah, keyboard's one lucky bastard.
23.
That's
So
a
dude,
hit.
I'm sorry, you take 25 points of bludgeoning and acid damage, and your armor is reduced to 0, I believe.
My armor is destroyed.
Yes. So you're just left in your loincloth.
I'm just left in my jacket. Like, the leather's, like, been hitting all the right places. I'm just sitting there, like, shirtless and pantless, just in a jacket. I'm just like, whoop! And I just, like, tie it closed. Like, I am now housecoat man.
I bet you have. You dirty, dirty man.
Okay, back
Of
up set of armor
culture. Dirty, dirty man. Of culture.
set.
Of culture.
Of course.
Yinkin.
I moved the moonbeam to just
Alright. So
circle around this black.
Strategic moonbeaming.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Alright, so it takes half damage. Roll your moonbeam damage. 31, so it takes 15 and does not split. And do you want to do
And
anything with your bonus
George.
action? George, yes.
Yeah.
The
I
jungle?
don't have any.
Or the
I don't really have
jungle?
anything for my bonus action.
A nice solid hit, but the creature is still up. Then Lavarian. You find yourself with your flaming sword.
Now you have to reapply the flaming, I think. in order for it
Oh,
to-
was it only one attack? That seems shit. I thought it lasts for a minute.
It can ignite the enemy. But then it, like, died. But
Yeah, it's the first hit.
Ah.
It has other effects. They just didn't come into play.
Well, you're still doing some radiant. There's a good chance you could actually.
so let's do this.
Alright, so
Sit with
the
the
radiant
smite.
damage is
And I'm
4.
gonna throw in a second level smite just to be.
Was not needed. You had 3 hit points. But thank
It's
you for
very
wasting that
dead.
spell. It is a lot more dead than it should have been. By all rights.
Just a loud noise. as
Zordus,
it's flat.
you notice only
Okay.
one remaining.
Clearly, my tactic worked. I would just go there and smack this guy on the noggin, whatever that may be. So here I go. I critted so much.
You hit the
For
radiant
nothing.
damage, sears through this thing, and it just dissipates and seems to neutralize in the water. The water's still befouled, but no longer by this creature.
Did I just bore the DM to death? Is that what happened? No, okay. So-
As a wizard, I cast 9th level boredom.
Okay, well, I'll take the results. And, okay, done.
Indeed.
Okay, guys, there's a couple of statues here.
Yeah, does anybody have any spare clothing?
That is a good question.
I have enough covered, do not worry.
I
But-
look at you in my loincloth, you were saying?
Karina takes one step in, looks around, and then backs back out again a little bit.
I will pass my set of common clothing to you.
He looks at it and almost in like that generic high elf look, he's like, oh, common clothes? And he's like, okay, it's better.
It's that or nudity, bro. Also, could you mend my armor? Did you have mending?
Do you have a minute?
Yeah.
Alright, then I have mending.
Does that work, GM?
It's partially dissolved. Can someone light it up? I mean, like, hit the description for mending. Repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch. No larger than 1 foot in any dimension, you mend it, leaving no trace of the former damage. I would normally say not in this instance, but I'm going to allow a homebrew rule where you can make an Arcana check to... sorry, a caster check would be more appropriate. So that would be your... basically your spell... ability score, right? And
That would be my wisdom.
if you have mending, okay.
I have oh, actually, mending would be my high elf thing, so it would be my intelligence.
Oh god.
Only slightly worse, mind you. Only slightly.
You have a wisdom of 2 and an intelligence of 1. All right, yes. You are able to repair at least it up to 1 AC, so it's the equivalent of leather again. It's still a little bit patchy in places, and yes.
Mega-minded. Like, I like slip on the pants, and I just like put my hand out and just hold his like chest for a second as if like I'm balancing myself as I put my pants on, and his arm is just growing back like, I'm focusing real hard on it though. So I have like this really like strained face as I'm like slipping these pants on.
Leather pants as well.
Ah, shit.
It's just
Are
this
they at least
leather pants
wet.
in water.
They're wet. It's the worst.
The variant, are they at least colored? Do they look fashionable?
They are probably a soft silver.
I
'Cause
feel
that
like I
goes-
could parade around as a superhero, because now
Yeah.
I have like the leather pants, and you can probably
long-
see a bulge.
If there is indeed a bulge to see.
High elves, man. I don't
So-
fucking know. I ain't an elf
It can
fucker.
literally depend on the day. Depending. Alright. Partially repaired armor. More intact, yes. Once again, I'll just paraphrase what you're seeing in this room with these stairs descending down. So behind the bars, there's this stairway which descends into the shadows of the lower floor. The stairs are watched over by 4 hideous stone statues. Each appears in the form of a 6-armed cyclops, although each of them is missing at least some parts. Like the most 2 intact of them, which aren't missing, arms and heads and whatnot. They seem to be holding discolored bronze bowls in their lower arms. The bronze is very, very greened with age. And they seem to be sort of flanking either side of basically they're there and there.
Do they seem like they're elementals of some type?
Oh, you have an ability to detect that, don't you?
I do. Does it take a minute? It takes a minute.
Well, do you have a minute?
Do we have a minute?
Uh,
Actually, Zardis,
yes,
you have that big axe, right?
it's an anchor, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Crush its knees. If it's an elemental, that's a quick check.
Whose knees?
Statues. If it's a if it's
Why
a
would
trap,
you-
The thing
It's
is,
a
it's a
trap?
temple to his god,
Just
so
one thing though. Where is the stage?
Okay, let me just double check.
I don't see the statues. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're not on the map.
they're not on the
but
map. Okay,
maybe I can draw a little X or something.
Yeah, something.
There you go, the white dots.
Those are the statues. Okay, very well. So
Yeah.
first of all, I would like to, perception-wise or investigation-wise, I don't know what you prefer, without getting too near.
So if it's without getting too near, I would say perception.
That's a 14.
All right. So what exactly are you trying to look?
Like if there is some, or if they look trapped, or do they have ruby eyes or joints where the arms are? They look like they can move.
They do. They are. They don't seem to be animate.
Okay.
And there's nothing to give you an indication, really, that they necessarily would. Although,
I step
as
forward
such-
and I touch one with my bare hand.
You touch one with your bare hands. Like I said, there are 4 of them. When you touch the first one, it sort of crumbles to dust with age.
Oops.
Uh,
Sorry.
But if you touch one of the ones holding a bowl, it seems solid enough, but does not react to your touch.
I throw an acid
Okay.
blast.
Maybe we need to make an offer. Do I know a bit about Poseidon religion to know what kind
Yeah,
I
of?
will.
I'd say you can make a religion check with advantage in particular.
All right.
time to sacrifice a horse.
A 13.
You don't know too much about this particular statue itself. It reminds you of, like that Poseidon has fathered many Cyclopses, and that they're his children, and so you wonder if maybe this is some kind of form of Cyclops, and that would indicate that it is probably something that is honoring or servicing Poseidon. And
Okay.
yes, it would. You would imagine that in order to pass the stairs, an offering is expected.
Yes. I look at Levarion and say, Levarion, carve out one of your eyes.
Or rather, sorry, no, they are prayer bowls. So it's more like if you imagine a Buddhist temple. They have these rotating prayer things. It's sort of static, but
Okay.
you're meant to say the prayers. Sorry, from your
All right.
understanding of the religion.
Do I see any magic on that?
You so you're detecting magic. The statues
Yeah.
themselves don't detect as magic.
Okay.
But there is something that it's triggering. Like, suspicious of both the bowls and the statues, although they're not necessarily triggering it.
I will simply make a prayer to Poseidon. I will say, O great father of the waves, grant us passage in your wisdom and show us the depths
All
of the
right.
great seas. I will bow and then I will step forward.
You step past the statues and nothing happens.
Alexander is just sitting kind of like just back there, like tossing up an acid flask up and down. He's like,
I'll give it a whirl as well. I'll also go like, Great Poseidon, shaker of the earth, grant me passage into these depths.
All right. You say your prayer, and as you pass the statues, they remain still.
Yeah. I'll repeat the words that they said. Thou great Poseidon, Lord of the waves, let me pass into your depths.
I want to enter your dark hole, Poseidon.
Oh my god.
I bring many tentacles.
You wish to test the depths of his abyss?
takes great offense to it. You are spited.
You pass by without any issue.
Ah, you have not been spited. Good man. I'm not going next. Go ahead.
Does everyone else follow this? I wonder what's gonna happen when the ape gets there.
I tell George. I give him one. I give him my water skin,
Mm.
and I tell him to pour some water on the thingamajig.
On the
Before passing.
thingamajig. That
Yes.
seems like something an ape would understand.
The thingy.
Pour it in the bowl.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. Give me an animal handling check for this instance, because he's not awake and dizzy. He's just a regular ape.
We need to find an 8-year-old.
Okay.
Did you say 8?
He
Because-
seems a little confused about what you want him to do. You can also give me an intelligence check. As a druid.
It's just chewing on the water skin.
Alright. You're pretty sure that if the ape doesn't know what it's doing, he's not saying a prayer.
True.
It doesn't have the intent.
Say, Incan, how far away are we from awakening this ape?
About 1,000 gold pieces for me.
Well, lucky for you, you have a rich friend who likes to spin.
I know a guy who spent like thousands giving a party.
Look, man, you just gotta ask real nice. I like spending.
He must be almost out of money now.
I have 3,000 more, boy.
Here we go.
Got enough.
3 apes
Oh,
to
that's
go.
right. It's just
Bring
because I
me an
spent all
ape.
my money.
So how do you spend all your D&D money? Through a party that ended up not being too important.
And I awakened apes.
I awakened a few apes.
Hey,
I
dude,
bought poison from a shady guy in a back alley.
that is mine. Mine was like, I buy my friend a shield. He never uses it.
I'm gonna have a party. I'm gonna have a party with champagne. Champagne. That's it.
This campaign isn't cool enough. I'm gonna go have another one with blackjack and hookers.
You should
and
spend it
apes.
all pimping out keyboards, armor, and weapons.
Oh.
He dies in like one hit to like any actual enemy, but he's decked out so he dies in style at least.
Alright.
I buy him a coffin as well.
So,
Okay. I approach the ball
mm,
and I say, "Great Poseidon, we seek entrance into your depths. We give ourselves to you."
Me and my monkey.
And we try stepping together.
alright, you step through together and the statues remain still.
Alright, keyboard. Keyboard. I know you may not agree with Poseidon, but at least just do your best to show your respects. Can you do that?
Poseidon crush.
Poseidon does crush. Crushes a lot. Hey Zardes, on a
Poseidon
scale of 1 to
crush!
10. There you go. Never mind.
He steps through.
Seeing that will do, Alexander just steps through. He's like, Poseidon's the coolest.
Not sure if it counts as a prayer, but yes, you guys managed to pass through, and I take it go down the stairs.
Yes.
Right.
What about her?
No, she also says a prayer and follows.
Okay.
She just comes through giving 2 middle fingers, like, guys, this is stupid.
She's smarter than your ape.
Like, we're
Takes
over here.
water skin and
I hope so.
All right.
I'd hope so.
An ape only has intelligence 6. I mean,
Oh wow, see,
You underestimate my stupidity.
actually, yeah, that's not bad.
it's not bad. Yeah, I need
fuck, more
characters
rude.
with less.
Yeah, I couldn't get it to move. All right. If you just scroll down to the bottom, you should see yourselves about
I
the middle.
see my token, but I don't see a room. Maybe I don't have sight or something.
I see the room.
There's no
I
light
cast
on this
dancing
level.
light.
Okay, I'm just gonna put light onto Zardes for now. Why can't I?
Yeah,
Oh,
I put light on him, like my dancing lights.
yeah, but I meant like I'm actually gonna put on the token.
Yeah, when in doubt, just fairy fire it.
Yeah. No, dancing lights, not fairy fire. Are you nuts? I can only use that once every long rest.
Yeah, there you go. Make them glow.
So, you guys find yourselves going through a tunnel of roots leading deeper below the earth. Stone archways support a low ceiling of rocky dirt. Curtains of heavy roots and vines hang down from the archways, blocking your view of the way forward. But unlike the roots above, these seem to be inanimate.
Stab them for good measure.
You guys can see that there's sort of like a bit of a corner, and coming from beyond, you see this reflected daylight coming and lighting a large chamber, and you can see muffled cries of a child that seems to be in distress, and the mad cackles of and bleats of what sounds like some kind of goat creatures.
Not
can
the
see that?
children.
Cool.
I see a tree.
Indeed,
Ah.
you see that this is indeed an expansive cave which it opens up into. a garden of strange ferns, fragrant flowers, and luminescent fungi sort of fill this massive cave with a very large tree stump sitting in the center, overgrown by a carpet of green clovers. A stream of clear water winds around the trunk, babbling noisily. Light streams in from an opening in the stone ceiling, which you know to be from this mirror on the level above. The air is pleasingly damp, and the smell of the garden is intoxicating.
Go ahead.
Sorry?
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
But yes, you see here, sort of like off in this direction, and I've got to make sure people can. Wait, why can they see the whole bloody map?
I can see only the tree, so I will go forward.
Oh no, I was in GM mode. Yes. Okay. No, I think they can see.
I will carefully go forward.
Yes.
You might want to stick close to me with like the flowers potentially being a hazard.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I do get bonuses to your saving throws, so
Nice.
You hear off in this
should
direction.
somewhat be clustered.
Do I hear the bleats somewhere?
Yes, coming from this direction.
Okay.
Well,
Okay,
let's
Levine,
go.
we'll follow you then if you have the...
Yeah, I'm
Let's
the
go.
aura bot.
So as you round the corner, and Karina is there with you, of course. What you see are two goatlings chasing a young man around the glade. He shrieks when they grab at him, but they always release him so that they can resume tormenting him.
I throw a dagger at one of them.
Okay.
I was legit about to say I shoot one.
I throw my indignant.
Okay.
Zadis is just over there, kind of like turning around, bending over, lifting up his loincloth, like. "Nyeh."
All right, give me some initiative then.
That's all the initiative you're going to get.
Alright, and then we sort in descending, and it looks like the goatlings are actually first. Or at least one of them is. But since they weren't quite aware of you, I'm gonna at least... Who was throwing the dagger again, sorry? Alexander? No,
That was Lavarian.
Lavarian. Right, so...
I was also gonna shoot, but he beat me to the punch.
I guess technically this would be a surprise round, but we're... How do we do this? Because you kind of did it spontaneously. I'm just going to say you
We can
get the
take,
attack off, and then we'll start.
We can do an opposed dexterity to see who actually went first.
Oh, were you going to do the same thing?
Yeah,
Like
he
you
was
saw him
gonna throw a
about to-
dagger. I was gonna shoot.
Okay, well then you shoot first, because you go first.
Okay, fair enough.
Then we can just follow the regular initiative. That works great.
Gambled, of course, because I imagine out of all my shots, this would be a gamble because it's kind of like a quick reactionary shot.
Which one are you going for?
I'm gonna go for the northern one because that's the first one Alexander would have seen.
Okay.
19,
You hit,
18 damage.
and the arrow just goes through the head of this creature. So let's
That's
see.
squelchy noise.
It's an illusion.
Lavarian.
I had a 30 on my dagger
30 definitely hit.
for 12 damage.
Alright, this one is not dead, but it does bleat with pain.
So I shout, "Drop on the ground and stop what you're doing."
Leaving?
For example. So,
Okay. Talon.
I still don't see anything. I'll push through. Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Alright, so...
Is that enough, or
Yeah,
do I
no,
roll?
the first one. Yeah, that was enough to kill it. And you just see, like, this bewildered boy, and following this, Corina shouts after the boy, and calls out, "Sostrate, Sostrate!" and runs over to him. Jeez, there's a bit of a size difference between those tokens.
Yeah, he's a boy.
Yes.
Little boy.
And you can see that upon seeing her, the boy bursts into tears and hugs her. And you guys don't see anyone immediately, but you do get the impression that you're being watched. You also notice now, drawing a bit closer, that the massive stump must have once belonged to a magnificent tree, but it must have been like centuries ago. It appears to have been cruelly hewn down to waist height, and thousands of green clovers grow over the ancient injury. Let's see. Yinken, can you make me a nature check, please, with advantage? It's bleed your asses. I need to sort that. All right. You are suspicious that this is the kind of tree that would have belonged to a dryad.
Oh. Belonged because cut down the tree, killed it. Right?
Yeah, that dryad is definitely dead.
Do you know anything about dryads, Yinken? Like more than it's probably dead?
They're
Do they come back as
they're
harmful
protectors of nature.
In fact, you see that on top of the stump, there is a small clay pot.
I climb on top of the stump.
Okay.
George, give me a hand. Please.
So what are you asking George to do?
To give me a push.
Oh yeah, okay. It's not too. It's only at waist height, so presumably you don't even need the ape. But this makes for a more humorous scene where it's like, George, come and give me a push. Yeah, you climb up onto the stump, and the pot is before you.
I try
Oh.
to see what's inside of it.
No smoking on the job.
Speaking of smoking, you open the pot, and the smell of ashes. There are ashes inside, but it comes with the accompanying smell of roses.
Rashes.
Ashes.
Rose ashes.
Rashes.
Rashes of dryad bacon, apparently.
Baked
Oh.
dryad.
So I can assume this was the dryad?
You could draw that conclusion, yeah. It does seem to be some sort of grave.
Could that be used as a spellcasting component? No, wait.
I mean,
Probably.
yeah, you can cast pocket sand or pocket ash.
Probably use it
Alexander.
for something.
Yes, sir.
Alexander, and who else was with you in this store when you went shopping in Atlantis?
Tarlin?
Oh,
Poison?
okay.
Yes, I was there.
Yeah, you both can make a nature check.
Oh, how good am I at those? Not the best.
Yeah, I'm also a nature guy.
13.
Yeah. Yeah, you're also a nature guy, but there's it's
sorry.
relevant to the poison. So, you guys recognize that some of these plants, you saw them at the poisoner's home. You're not. Well, actually, Tylen, you're a drow, right?
Yes.
Do you have proficiency with poisonous kits by any chance?
No, I do with alchemy tools, but not
No.
specific poisoners.
Alexander, you don't have anything like that, do you?
Of course not.
Why do you say that as if maybe you do?
You take me as some kind of backstabber? No, I shoot people.
With
Face
backstab
stabber.
damage?
Yeah,
You just went into rogue, to be fair.
I just did. Yes, I started as a ranger. Okay.
And you just
I'm
brought
a man
bunch
of honor.
poisons.
Alright, look, that's because we might be fighting a kraken, okay? And I might need to play dead in the future. We're pissing off a god.
Okay. Yeah, you don't quite know what to make of these plants, but you're quite certain that they must at least have some botanical value, considering the fact that you saw them in the poisoner's store, I guess, or dwelling, whatever you want to call it.
I'll start collecting some.
Oh, good, collecting poison.
I will make sure to cover my hand when I touch any of the flowers with like a claw.
It essentially, okay. Basically, as far as poison usually works, you need to be proficient in the poisonous kit to successfully harvest poison.
Ooh.
So you do run the risk of injuring yourself. There are also some berries on some bushes that look particularly delicious.
Yeah, I'm not eating random berries.
Uh,
I will put them in
well-
a pouch for later, though. If okay.
Provided that Yinkin is not completely preoccupied with the
Ashpot.
ash pot, I'm guessing that maybe eventually you'll be able to make it a check as well.
Yeah.
Assuming the druid
I will.
trained in nature. Which you
Nature
are.
check.
Yes.
Normal check.
Yes. Alright, so not too much better, really. Sort of on par with the other guys there.
Yeah.
And even Zardos, you sort of like, yeah, the plants, they could be valuable, but you don't know. You might know enough to know that they're poisonous.
Yeah,
But,
Zalas is more like, we are here to find a horn, right?
Yes.
So why are we here wasting time with plants?
I'm just saying what's there.
All right, so I go to the boy and to the girl. Boy, is that a boy?
Yes.
Have you by any chance seen a horn that did not belong on the head of one of the evil creatures?
I don't. Maybe the others saw something like that. I didn't go.
There are others?
Keep chasing
Where
me.
are?
Yeah,
where are
Karina
the
nods
others?
and says like, "More of my friends are missing."
Oh,
And,
well, then we should look for them.
You can actually hear like the echoes of like from this direction. This. Wow, man, that's amazing, man.
Oh, that's that kind of mushroom.
Oh, so that's what's in the pot.
Be careful of the ambered speckled ones. I heard they turn you into a kid. That's just a ghost from the future. Woo.
Or the past, rather.
Well, I mean,
Well, Zardos is here post.
time's all fluid, you know? Don't worry about it.
Time is fluent here, said the demon.
Don't trust it, you know?
Yeah, but like, in the sort of northeastern direction, way up here, there's not as much sunlight coming through, bouncing from the mirror, but there does seem to be bioluminescent mushrooms.
What?
And
That's what we're gonna find.
giving off a faint glow, but you're too far away to see what's in the cavern.
Well, I could go sneak up and see who's giving off that voice.
Sure.
Come back. Is group cool with that?
I would rather first check up the stairs. The voice doesn't sound to be in peril, and I would hate to be ambushed from behind.
Well, my worry is he was so close to those goat things that maybe it's an ally of theirs, even if he does sound a bit out of it.
Sure.
I mean, group's call.
So what do you do?
Go ahead.
Yes, let's just proceed.
All
I
right.
go check here if there is anybody.
Great, you go in the opposite direction. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, since you're a little closer to there, it looks like it's a den of lush flowers. A small cavern is overgrown with living roots and vines. Flowers of every shape, scent, and color carpet the floor, overwhelming your senses. Several oak trees also grow, breaking upward through the partially collapsed ceiling. A stream of water from the adjoining glade trickles through here. So this is actually natural sunlight coming in from the sky above, and you can just sort of like see that it's still. It looks like the mists are lifting as the day grows longer.
All right. So no actual people.
No actual people there, no.
All right. Other side.
but-
Then.
Yes,
Oh,
on the
sorry.
other side, up here, I haven't put them on the map, so I'll just describe for now. This cavern is blanketed with luminescent pink and teal-coloured mushrooms. The walls are hewn from smooth rock, and they slope upward from the ground, leaving many comfortable spots to recline. A stream of water from the adjoining glade flows into a stone basin in the floor. Presumably flowing beneath, and you can see that this fungus is covering the rocks. It's out of the sunlight, but amongst them there seems to be what appears to be 8 teenage men and women, if you could call them that, boys and girls, lads and lasses, that are in the cavern chamber. And from the looks of them, they seem to be experiencing some kind of euphoria, and that's where you hear this, "Whoa, man, the colors, man! Do you see that, man? Yeah, man."
Are these your friends? I look at the girl.
She regards them and sort of shakes her head and says, like, "They're from town, but they're not my friends." "Oh, man, where those goat things go, man? Just disappear."
I don't think we'll get any answer. Maybe I don't know. Yinken,
"Look, that
Can you do
dude's
some-
turned blue, man."
can you do some concoction to heal them somehow and make them?
It might be dangerous to go in there, though.
Yeah. I have another plan actually. I will try to ask the plants around here what happened.
Okay. Very good. You imbue the plants around the tree, presumably, with some sense of sentience and intelligence. Okay, so it gives them the ability to communicate with you and follow your simple commands. So basically, they can only talk to you about what's happened in the last day or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they describe the frolicking of these goat creatures and the passing of teenagers through there, led by someone they call the Angry One. and they seem to sort of reference to this angry one in the sense that you get the impression that this person is closer to nature but has somehow been corrupted.
Oh.
But these are plants you're talking to. The impressions you get, they're not describing having seen this angry one. They're just describing referring to someone that they seem to refer to. Like, it's open to interpretation. It could be angry one, it could be sorrowful one, it could be jaded one. It's sort of like
The vibe.
unnatural,
Checked.
but also a sensation that you would definitely associate with the Fae. But yes, as far as what these plants have seen and heard,
Do you tell us that?
Yeah, I do. So the plants around here are telling me, wow, that there is some kind of angry one. They can't tell me exactly what it is, but I get this distinct feeling there's some kind of Fey type thing.
Did the plants tell you where the horn is?
They only know what's around here. I'm sorry.
And
they
I think
do,
we are in
but
the
they
wrong
do give you
place.
the impression that there are a lot of goats that have been through here.
Also, there are a lot of goats
Yeah.
creatures.
No, let's try to get one alive next. We meet ghost creatures. Now these guys here, they look like they are having a fine.
Sorry, Falso, you're cutting out, mate.
Oh, sorry. So these guys, they seem to be having a good time. So let's find first what we are looking for, and then we'll be back here
Okay.
and see what we can do.
Yeah,
So
we can
the-
leave the girl and the boy here to like keep an eye on them. Maybe George can keep an eye on them as well.
They are very hesitant to be left alone.
No, come with us, no problem.
Yeah, they don't at all feel comfortable with this, and it's like, but how will we recognize my friends otherwise?
No, sure, come with us.
They
Okay.
don't have horns. That's a clue.
Well, neither did the hippies. So. Okay.
Well, let's hope there's no weird, like, shape-shifting mumbo-jumbo going on here. Let's hope we're not finding out that we're actually just murdering a bunch of kids that got transformed.
As we usually do.
Okay.
That'd be rough.
So you see a
That's rough,
torchlit corridor descending for about 100 paces. The walls are decorated with ancient, colourful mosaics which depict vignettes of 6 armed warriors, farmers, and priests. And you can see that along this corridor, at the far end, you can barely see that it veers off towards a kitchen of sorts. Where you can see, actually that door should be closed. So just ignore that for now.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on the wrong fucking layer again. Dynamic lighting, draw. There we go. That should be closed, and that should be closed. Better. Silly me to go to all the effort of putting in all these doors.
Not closing them.
I
Okay.
hate it when they don't close.
Thank you for bearing with me, guys. So yes, you see that there, at the end of the corridor, it seems to turn off to the right, but there are 3 doors. The closest one to you is on the left, and about 30 or 40 feet away. What do you do?
Let's go. Check it out.
How
Yeah.
quiet do you guys want to be?
Rather quiet. Could you check it for traps and stuff?
Well, I can make us all very sneaky, and we can all check it for traps.
Let's do that.
Pass without a trace.
Yay. Let's
Okay.
mosey.
Excellent. So you begin concentrating on the spell, and you move very quietly through the hallway.
As a group, we can all move up to this door.
You can indeed.
And I will investigate the door to see if it's locked and if it has traps.
All right. Make an investigation check then.
Now, boys, my expertise, one of those went into investigation.
Oh shit.
Nice.
Hey.
You are pretty sure that the door is not even locked. And from beyond, you can hear the bleating of what seems to be smaller goats.
Oh, goatettes, we're gonna murder them. Just like Anakin Skywalker did all those sand people.
Or the younglings.
Or we could recruit them to our cause.
Let's be real here. Get ready.
Child army. It worked for the Crusades, so.
True.
Well, the Crusades didn't have to worry about, evil
people.
creatures.
Yeah,
the-
they did.
Upside is, if they die, they're snackables.
We'll see. Just get ready. I'll get everybody a few seconds to prepare, and I'm gonna softly push the door open.
Alright, you softly push the door open and see a strange sight beyond.
Oh, no. The bed
This small stone chamber has been made warm and comfortable with feathered pillows and animal skins. A bronze lantern hangs from the ceiling, bathing the room with a flickering golden light. Aromatic incense smoke rises from a brass censer, although this doesn't quite disguise the smell of goats. And what you see are two ethereally beautiful women, but there is something unnatural about them as well. When you see them, they seem to be like barely containing their emotions, as if they can. Let's
I
say
get
maybe
that
I
a
can.
lot.
They seem to have goat's horns and look like very beautiful female versions of satyrs. But one of them is nursing a baby goatling, and the other is drinking wine and mushrooms. Eating mushrooms. Sorry.
Drinking mushrooms.
Now
Will
you
it
have
blend?
snuck kind of quietly now, opening the door. So I'm going to say that they, even though we haven't rolled any stealth checks, you guys have a passive stealth, if you will, that is quite high. I'm going to say that Yinkin in particular might have a chance of recognizing these creatures. So why don't you give me a nature check?
I can see them from where I'm standing.
I thought you were sneaking up to have a look. But sure, if you're hanging back, forget it. That is what you see. The baby goatlings, there's 4 of them in total, and they seem to be hopping around, and they have these small knives, and are sort of like going about playing pranks on each other, feeding and drinking the wine. And when I said nursing, just to make it fully understood, like it's full on like mother nursing baby sort of shit going on.
Breastfeeding.
Getting the titty.
Yes. Yes.
It's like cut corners here.
And I
Right.
need to untap that.
Everybody can see Alexander is just slowly pulling this arrow out of his quiver, just like looking at everybody like, are we doing this?
Hold his hat. Like, no.
They're running around with knives. That doesn't bode very well for their future.
Yes.
Okay, let's try to intimidate them into something.
I don't
If they do
care.
not,
Let's
alive.
first try without violence.
yes.
They aren't useful to me.
Fair enough.
Is intimidation really not violence in a sense?
All I'm saying is that they
Aggressive
scream.
persuasion.
I'll go in and I'll try aggressive persuasion.
Pretty sure intimidation would get you arrested anyway in the modern world. But all right. So you're heading in, Lavarian.
Yep.
I'll help him out with my presence.
Their heads turn around, almost as one, noticing you entering, and you see the one breastfeeding, sort of clutching the goatling to her, and...
I go like, we mean you no harm.
Who are you? Explain yourselves now!
There were some children kidnapped from
What are you doing here?
upper world, and we are trying to retrieve them because their parents
heroes.
are sad.
They shall pay! They get up, and they...
They're not listening, Mario. They're not listening.
They are not listening to you one bit. They're not at all satisfied with your answer.
They did not make any question.
They do not leave. In fact, you can... These women are furies, if you will. You can see that they can barely control their emotions, and having heard no immediate satisfactory explanation for who you are, they move to attack.
Are they some kind of mythological that I would...
Sure. Yes. Possibly. So, I guess you can give me a history check.
Sure.
I'm going to say Zardes, yes. A crit. Okay. You believe these creatures fit the description of Maenads. A type of fae, but not one's born fae, but created by a dark ritual. You recall from your I guess you must have really liked the ladies when you were studying your mythology, so this is stuck in your head a bit more.
Sadist liking the lady?
Unheard of. So let's get up some initiative here.
Something, 7 sharks.
Keep one alive.
Initiative.
Keep one alive.
You know, if silence wasn't a second level spell, I'd be silencing this entire fight. But I'm not doing that.
Alright, let's put this over here and let's zoom in.
Why wouldn't
just a
you?
little.
Well, I only have 3 third level spells.
No, I mean, why would you
Correct.
silence this place?
Why would I silence it? So that they don't scream and let everybody else know?
Let them scream.
And let them come.
The
Alright,
point of the
let's
pass
see.
without the trace was to not draw attention.
I think that ship has sailed.
Well, Alexander, you've seen that they're about to act, so you can act first.
Alexander just signals keyboard to get ready for the inevitable onslaught that might be coming through the other door. So he will set at that door, and if anything comes through it, no matter if it's human or not, he's clubbing it. He's clubbing it as hard as he can.
Rip kids.
Hey, he's a bugbear.
I don't think
Alexander will shoot the breastfeeding one.
Shoot it through the baby.
Look,
Oh my
it's a
God,
2-for-1 special.
This got uncomfortable really quickly, but I guess they're goatlings, they're evil creatures. Are they inherently evil,
Is
or
she
do they become
breastfeeding
evil?
a goatling?
Yes.
Oh, well then, you know.
Look, split reaction. I'm shooting the one breastfeeding. I'm gonna bonus action mark her. No, I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark. I haven't used that in a while. Let's get that puppy back going.
Okay.
That didn't do the spell card. One bonus action. You know the shebang.
It's fine.
And then let's go around the clock. 1 shot per person in this room. We're gonna go with the ladies first, and then to the goatlings.
Oh my god.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
So which
America.
one first?
Yeah.
The-
Breastfeeding one.
That would be this one.
That'd be which one?
The one furthest away. So a 22 will hit.
Perfect. She would also have been the one that I Hunter's
Had
marked.
marked, yeah.
The next lady. Probably a
That
miss.
is a miss.
If there is another lady and/or a goat,
There's not, just goats.
well then, northern goat. Sorry, buddy.
Yep. Do you have any preference to which goat it is?
Northern goat.
Okay, well then we'll just say it's the one. Okay, it makes sense that it's the one against the far wall there. So you slay the goat, and she takes what 16, 20 damage, right?
Yep. The goat took 21. She took
20.
Yeah, 20 damage.
All right. Yes, that hurt her. She is very upset.
Alexander doesn't look quite as happy with himself. Like, he took that shot with confidence immediately after. You're like, did I just shoot a breastfeeding lady?
You did. And you shot it through the goat. No. But you did. You definitely murdered a kid. Without question. Get it?
Yes.
I murdered them! And the children!
She gets up, flinging the goat away, which sort of just flips and stands upright. And then she comes at you guys, crazed. And just as you see her about to attack with daggers, she instead moves her body in a strange way and performs a dance.
That's how I like it, girl.
So I will need you guys to make it doesn't say they need to see you, but I'm guessing if we're going to be fair that only the 5 of you and keyboard, so 6 of you will have to make this check. Not Tarlin.
Well, yeah, doesn't really matter for me. I would only fail it on a 1 anyway.
These guys, plus 11.
Charisma save.
Oh, Yinkin fails.
Hey,
Oh wait, no, you're in the
Aura.
aura.
Next to-
You're in the aura. But
I'm
Alexander, on the other hand,
That's a 9. It's a 9, boys
a
and
9
girls.
is not a 12. So basically, you are compelled. Like, you look at her, she's doing this frenzied dance, and then you're just like, and you feel compelled to join her.
Does that count as charming?
Would that count as charming?
Wild dance, charisma saving throw. It's a special ability, not a spell.
Also, if there isn't the word charm anywhere in the description, it's not.
No. I mean, this is a third party that maybe just didn't think of it, but in this case, I'm going to say you're compelled.
It sounds like...
It appeals to the Fey side of being a high elf, sort of like the ancient frolicking that was done in the elven heavens and whatnot. So so you enter into this frenzied dance, so you can't take reaction, and you have to roll a d10 at the start of your turn to determine your behavior. At the end, you get to make a repeat saving throw. All right, so that was.
I've already murdered a child.
action.
Might as well start murdering friends, I guess.
The
I
other
go
one
blasted again.
leaps forward and attacks the nearest creature, which would actually be Zardas. And she tries to stab you. She attacks you recklessly with daggers. 23
That's a hit.
and a 24, so 10 damage.
10 damage.
And then it's Yinkin's turn. Right, that was Yinkin succeeded because that was actually a 14. Yes. All right.
Are we really gonna kill him?
Wait, why am I not in the initiative?
Did you select your token?
Yeah, I
Play the
thought I did, but
try it again.
Yeah,
There you
because you were
All right. So in which case it's actually gonna be Tarlin's turn.
Darwin first.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Why did it do that? Why didn't it stay there? Okay. Right.
okay.
What do you do? You all of a sudden you see Alexander start to very intensely do this crazy dance.
Yeah. Both. Yeah, just Alexander.
Just Alexander.
Yeah. Actually, I might as well do that, I guess.
A dance?
No, I'll throw a cage around Alexander.
What?
He's cage dancing now.
Oh,
At least he won't be able to do anything wrong that way.
So it's impenetrable, I'm guessing. Made of force. Yes.
Yeah.
You dropped a level 7 Mystic Arcanum
Yes.
on this.
What's going on?
Well, you
Yeah.
see, you dropped it on me, but my attacks give me a teleport, so I would get a charisma save against it. On my turn.
Well,
I also have
you
Mystic
have to
Step.
make a charisma save to succeed at that, apparently, according to the
This is
description.
true. I do like where your mind's at, though. Thank you, Carlin.
But I guess we'll see what your frenzied dance really results in. So, let's see. That was your action. Do you want to do anything with? Do you want to move? Bonus action.
No, it doesn't seem.
I love it that
very...
Tarlin's first instinct is to lock him in a force cage.
Yes.
Is there like a force pole in the middle of the cage?
No, basically, it's like Hell in a Cell, and don't let that distract you from. Too many memes.
Oh, good God. Okay.
No, that's it.
All right. In which case, we go back to Incan. Yinkin. Sorry.
okay. Yeah, I'll try to produce flame on the one in front of Zadas.
Okay. Produce flame away. Okay, so this is... you actually have advantage because she was attacking recklessly, right? Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh.
However, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so you deal the second attack misses. Oh wait, no, sorry,
Yeah,
that's one attack.
Yeah, it was the
For 14 fire damage. Okay, she takes 14 fire damage. Wow, she got shitty hit points for some reason. Alright, that was your action. Do you want to do anything with your bonus action?
Nah.
Lavarian.
gonna be-
I'll step in because fuck my life and such. I'll try to do non-lethal attacks.
With your sword. Okay.
Yep.
So you just hit with the butt of the hilt. Slap her with the blade. And searing divine power. Lovely. No, seriously, what's going on there? Why is the hit point so low? I rolled higher than that. And they're both the same. Hang on a second, I think the tokens are broken. Yes.
Hurrah!
As
Time to unlink the tokens.
Yeah, I forgot to put none on them, sorry. So, a little tip for Roll20 users out there. Once you create a creature, important to change the hit point bar to none, or else you're gonna get them sharing hit points. So, I will just do that. And then that last hit on that one was 14 fire rate. And you just did 19 radiant to her.
Slashing and radiant. Yep.
She seems to take full damage. Do you want to make a second attack?
Yep. If she's not knocked out, we'll try to knock her out.
She doesn't seem close to being knocked out just yet, but the second blow, she definitely seems a little bit more woozy. Zodus.
Yes.
I'm
Right. Oh, sorry.
going to
Oh.
Shield of Fate myself just to be safe.
Okay, yep. Zodus.
So the one in front of me, she was reckless.
Yes.
So I will attack her. with advantage. 19 for 24 points of damage.
Yep.
And second attack, 23 for 25 points of damage. And
Alright.
if she goes down, I'll knock her.
Okay, so you just flip your axe blade on the side and sort of just knock her in the temple, and she collapses.
And since I collapsed her, and try to collapse the other one, was she also reckless?
Well, how does that work if they have a special ability?
In like what? What do you mean?
They have Frenzy, which normally if they're reduced to 0 hit
Oh,
points,
yeah,
they
they
make a
can
con
use
save.
that.
So I'm
Yeah.
going to make her a con save
Of course. Yeah.
to see if she's awake or not.
Sure.
Basically, con save, but you did 25 damage. Oh, it's just a DC 10.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah.
Alright, so she's still
Okay.
up on that attack.
So I never actually put anyone to 0, so I just moved there and I stay there.
Yep. Alright.
That's me.
Alright, Alexander, go dancing time, roll a D10.
Go gadget D10. What I roll?
Let's see.
2.
You rolled a 2, and a 2
I take 11
is...
psychic damage.
Yes. Well, we can re-roll it if you want to see what the damage is this round.
Completely up to you, boss.
There we go, it's 12.
I keep
So you're in
dancing.
your fourth cage and you're just like... You're dancing
if any
so
of you-
hard.
If any of you have played Total War Warhammer 2 and played as Warzag, the Great Green Prophet, I'm basically just doing his dance in there.
Ah, yeah.
Alright.
Man's got move.
So that means... well, technically it says... this is the start of your turn. So you don't do any of these other actions. You can't take reactions, but you can act. Despite dancing.
Well, I mean, 9 through 10 would be I can act normally.
The creature dances and takes 12 psychic damage. Yeah, okay. No, you've danced.
And then it's another save.
You can make a save now, a DC 12 charisma save, to see if you can work it out. The question is, does that force cage block the aura? Doesn't really matter. You're able to, after that psychic damage, sort of recover your senses and
I keep dancing.
realize that you keep dancing. Okay.
I keep dancing. I feel the vibe.
The Magnet's turn.
12
So
points of vibe.
I've been vibe checked.
this one down here is going to attack Lavarian recklessly. So a 21
Miss.
and a 21. So 2
Miss.
misses. The other one is going to do her own wild dance. So everyone now except for Talon must make the save.
Do they also roll? And the tiny goatees as well?
No, they do not.
Because
Am I
it says
safe in my
including other
cave?
maniacs.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. Missed that one.
Let's all go frenzy.
Am I safe because I'm in a force cage?
Do you give +4, Levarian?
The goats dance. It's not an issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I successfully fail.
A force cage blocks spells, but I don't think it blocks abilities like this. Doesn't really specify.
In which
GM?
case, roll.
Fair enough. I'm over here vibing. Let's see if I vibe more. I do not vibe more. I have been cut off from the tunes.
But that means Zardes and Lavarian are affected, yes?
No, the Baron gives +4.
+3.
3.
3. Oh, then I failed. Let's dance.
Yep.
Yeah.
DDR.
Alright, but that's both of them now. And Talon.
Yes. Alexander is safe in his cage, and Yinkin doesn't seem to be dancing either, so... Up.
I'm not a great dancer.
Hex, the Maynard. Force cage is not a concentration, so I still have my concentration on the Hex that I
Alright.
had. and I start blasting.
Anyway.
First is Maynard. Was
Okay.
that,
Yeah, that's a hit. Sorry, on the closest one.
no, this one.
That one. Okay. All right.
The
So
Maynard.
a 16. Yes, it's a hit, and actually, she was attacking recklessly, so you have advantage.
Ah, okay. Yeah, then I'll roll again just to see if it was a crit. No.
Pretty close though. All right. Wait, doesn't that say? Okay.
And that's the hex damage.
18. Yep. Okay, so 10 damage.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll aim a blast at the one in the back.
Okay.
Wait, that's a normal one, I guess.
You kill it. It's a baby
Good.
killing.
You killed the
Good.
kid.
And the other one in the back.
Remember to capture their souls.
They don't have souls,
Ah,
they're
I
fey.
can't use face souls. They're soulless critters. Ah.
Too bad.
They are their soul. Yinkin, if I'm not mistaken, it will be Yinkin's turn. We've forgotten about keyboard too, but
Keyboard's just been posted up on that door, making sure we don't get ambushed.
okay.
I did specify that at the beginning of the battle.
Alright, sorry. Yinkin, yes.
How
Okay.
unnatural are the goatlings?
They're considered evil fey.
Okay. Produce flame on the kid.
I murdered them all like the
Roasted
animals
goat.
they are.
Yeah, that'll be enough to kill them. Seems to make these ladies even more furious.
George,
Shock.
please keep an eye out at the door as well.
Lavarian, it's time
Roll a
to dance.
d6.
Let's see. Do you want me to roll the thing, or you roll? It's a D10.
Oh, D10. Okay.
So a 9. You're actually able to act and move normally this round.
Awesome.
You can make a new charisma saving throw at the end of your turn. So what do you do?
I try to non-lethal the thing in front of me, which was attacking me recklessly.
Okay. That will hit, and it will drop her to 1. She needs to make a con save. So she fails, which means that you successfully knock her out.
Then I twist to the other one, which is a 22, because that's not with advantage, because she wasn't recklessly attacking.
She also just needs to roll a d10 on a frenzy. She also is knocked out.
There we
Well
go.
done.
So well
Mama
done.
said, knock you out! And I will make my charisma saving throw to not be a complete douche. There we go.
Now the question is, did you make a performance check?
Yeah, I'm vibing. I'm not vibing very good anymore.
No.
The tunes have stopped. I can't hear the music.
Just for curiosity's sake, Zardas, can you hear the
Yes.
music?
Can I hear the music?
Roll a d10.
A D10? A 7.
What did a 7 do? The creature
Attacks the
attacks
nearest
the
enemy.
nearest
Oh
enemy.
shit, and that's on the ground.
Attack the nearest enemy.
Oh, he's over there pop locking and he accidentally steps on one of their heads. He's like, oh, and he just keeps sliding away like he
feel
didn't mean.
Wait a
consumed.
sec. So when Zadas looks at this knocked out girl and he feels the urge to attack her, he gets reverse.
There is a lot of cutting out for me there.
Yeah, there's a
So
lot.
he sees
Everything cut out.
this knocked unconscious person in front of him, and he starts to think about universe.
Close and not further away. We just heard this knocked unconscious.
That's fine. What do I have to do? Attack?
Well, it's just like you will kill one of them, I
I'm
guess.
sorry. I'm sorry.
You're
Which
too-
one do you
you're
want to
too deep in
attack?
your dance.
This one.
All right. 'Tis done, actually.
Shouldn't mosh if you can't handle it.
But you are, as soon as you bury your axe in this chick, you then look up and you sort of stop dancing, and then you're like, oh.
Charisma save.
Well, right now it's sort of wound down, so it's
Oh.
the dancing one is that affected him is dead now. So
Alexander's still vibing in his cage in his leather pants. He's trying. He's trying.
So yes, you find yourself sort of all sort of relaxing, except Alexander keeps doing some kind of really bad moonwalk in his force cage, and you can hear the crackling in the fire, and sounds of revelry coming from around the hall, further up, just out of view.
Let's have a search in this place.
You have a search in this place. So you basically can find just some mushrooms and wine, essentially. Smells of goat and scents trying to disguise the goat.
Right. Let's go farther then.
I'll
Tarlin, do you release Alexander from the cage?
Can I? It's not a concentration spell.
You can dismiss your own spell, can't you?
If I can it with this, sure. Yeah.
Nah, just leave me in here. I'll see you
Well,
guys in an hour.
once he stops dancing, I'll dismiss the spell if I can. Yeah. Just it doesn't really specify whether I can or not for this one.
I don't think you can by raw, actually.
Yeah, it just says it lasts an hour.
Alright, boys, I'm playing keyboard for a little while.
Seems like it, yeah. Alright,
Just
so
firing in my own little Thunderdome.
you move up to the next door. Is there something, a certain way you want to approach it?
Well, Alexander, at least no one can harm you this way.
Alexander, I imagine because this is like a force wall, there's no sound that comes out of it. He just finger guns, and he just shakes his head like he can't hear you.
Okay.
Like you look him in his eyes and you say something, he's like,
Yeah, I'll finger gun him back at him.
Okay. So yes, Zardas, you are flanked by George and Keyboard.
Yes. I'm surrounded by people with my same intelligence. I will open the door.
Okay.
Keyboard actually puts his hand on your chest, steps forward, and he's and he kicks the door open.
So inside there, inside you see a round chamber that looks to be warm and comfortable, with feather pillows and animal skins. 4 young men and women sleep upon the skins. One of them sort of wakes up as you come in and is like, ah, before sort of slumping back into a slumber.
I called the girl. Are these your friends?
She looks in the door and she shakes her head. They're from the village, but they're not them.
Okay, well, we'll save them later then.
All right. You can smell food. The smell of food being prepared further down the hall, and now you can definitely hear what sounds to be voices and revelry coming from down this way.
Then maybe that's the place we need to be.
Okay.
Are you guys here? Are you guys with me?
Yes.
I am with you.
Keyboard is with you.
Really, darling? We lost Alexander?
Well, I had to keep him safe.
Don't want to burn a spell and dispel magic.
Don't.
You can't dispel it.
Yeah, the spell actually says
Dispel
it can't be dispelled.
Yeah,
with
can't
spell
teleport,
magic.
can't you teleport out of it?
Oh, he can. He doesn't want to.
Why, Alexander? What's going on?
Because I have to make a Christmas save. Fuck it, I'll just wait out the hour.
Hey, if he wants, he can get out.
You'll miss
Oh
the
well.
ending.
I'm a master of escape, but that doesn't mean I'm a master of my own destiny.
Levarion,
Yes.
front line.
Arriving.
Right.
Opens the door.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let me just open the door for you guys and describe the scene.
He was like, "Why don't we just kick it open?"
Penises. Penises everywhere.
What?
What?
Finally, some action.
It says faster.
If you refer to the Discord chat, there's a perfect image right now for.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna have to trust you guys later, because I can't see the chat. But, you enter what seems to be a feasting hall dominated by a huge table
Feasting?
shaped from living oak. It seems that this is actually a living plant, oddly enough. And the table has enough chairs to seat a dozen guests. Food and wine are artfully arranged on the tabletop, which is crowned by a large, beautiful silver dragon horn with gold fittings sitting in the center of the table. It fits the description well of the horn of which you seek. And at the end of the table, you can see, flanked by a giant creature with one eye and 6 arms, wielding a multitude of weapons, which it sort of like moves defensively out of instinct towards the beguiling creature which stands next to him. This must be the beautiful woman of which Corina spoke, because she is absolutely beautiful.
And bright green.
And yes, you can see from her appearance that she definitely has elements of the Fae here. And surrounding the table, you see that sorry. There are 4 of there are 4 girls sitting at the table, and she looks up, this woman. Corina sort of like gives you a nod in the background, indicating that that's her friends, and the woman speaks with this soft tone, but still has this sort of appeal and command to it. And she says, welcome. Not invited guests, but welcome nonetheless. Please sit down. Enjoy the feast.
Oh, we're just here to get a silver horn for Poseidon.
Then again, I am quite hungry, so I see.
Oh, excellent, yes. What a specimen you are. Welcome to my table. I am Demetria.
Keyboard will lean over to Lavarian. This lady's bad.
Yes. So we.
That's a giant, right?
Yep.
He looks to his sword.
But
What
no.
What does the sword think of the giant? Because the
Oh,
sword
God.
is sentient.
Oh God.
It's a giant slaying sword, right?
Which
It is the
giants?
sword.
The sword, but it doesn't necessarily know, right?
It is sentient.
Sentient.
Yeah, but sentient just means it's aware.
The Waith is a sentient weapon of neutral good alignment with an intelligence of 12, wisdom of 12, and a charisma of 14. It has hearing and dark vision out to 120 feet. The sword believes in freedom, allowing others to live as they see fit, protective of its friends, and wants
Yeah, so
to
it would
be
be
friends with like-minded.
cautious, but it would be like, well, she hasn't shown us harm so far, so let's hear what she has to say. As a wand of enemy detection. What the hell does that even mean?
Let's see what the wand of enemy detection does, I guess.
I would imagine it detects enemies.
The wand, it knows the direction of the creatures hostile to you within 60 feet.
Alright.
Okay, whatever.
It does get a sense that there are creatures. They're not currently hostile to you.
What's on the menu?
Meat.
Ah,
As you
I
sit
prefer
down,
fish. But...
there is a couple of goatlings that come out of this door and start putting all of these meat dishes onto the table. They actually do look quite appealing. But and sort of like Karina sort of like comes in and looks at her friends and tries to convince them that maybe it's time to go home. But they're all like, no, we're here to learn from the mistress. She's going to teach us wonderful things. And look, see? The one that does the best job. And Demetria sort of like, sort of nods approvingly towards the girls and says, that is right. See, I have a prize for my favorite girl. And she holds up what looks to be a glowing staff. That looks almost as if it's made of sort of living branches to still be alive.
Can Keyboard try an insight check on that?
Absolutely.
Does he even have that?
I would say that this is a case where the sword can make an insight check.
Alright. 14 is a +2. So, 21.
Alright. The sword is like, I don't trust this lady.
Looks at the
So,
sword.
Lady,
Attack.
can we get that
He's evil.
silver
Evil.
horn to take home, and we'll leave you in peace?
Must we discuss this now? I have invited you
Well,
to my table.
Yes,
Please.
you are clearly enjoying a party, and we just require that item.
You would insult me if you did not at least sit down and discuss this. You can't
I
just
would
come
also
barging
insult
in here
Poseidon if I
demanding.
don't bring it back, like, as soon as I can.
But sir, I do not know you. Why would I release such a valuable artifact to a man I do not know?
To an emissary of the god Poseidon, yes. I fail to see the problem here.
Ah, but you could be lying about that. The best way to learn to know someone is if you sit down and eat a meal together.
Wait, let me check if I can...
Talon, is this meal magical in any way?
Oh, there we go. If you want, I could cast Zone of Truth.
I'll have a look at the table and what's on it. Yes, with Eldritch Sight.
The horn is extremely magical. The staff she is holding is extremely magical. The food is not magical.
Could be poisoned.
And the chairs?
The chairs are not well, aside from the fact that the chairs are just chairs, the table seems to be alive. As in, you...
Table is alive?
I would say that Yinkin can sort of make a nature check to reflect his druidness. You are sort of like starting to put two and two together. You're pretty sure this is another dryad, and weirdly, you think the table is her tree.
Yeah, I was gonna ask to see if I knew what she was. Now I know.
Keyboard. I don't think Keyboard is very okay with this. He's kind of stupid. He's a bugbear. He seems a little bit paranoid. The sword doesn't seem to agree with this. Keyboard's gonna just jump across the table and stab the giant.
Okay.
I was just gonna sit down, but yes, you do you.
Alright, so...
I'm trying to think in the mind of this savage bugbear.
Keyboard, incited by the wisdom of the sword, despite the beauty of the lady, is pretty sure that giant needs to die. And
she's a bit suspicious, but that giant...
Despite the immense size of this giant and the 6 well-armed arms,
he is very well
He launches
Arm.
himself across the table, nearly toppling this horn, and hurls towards the giant. What's going to happen next? We're going to have to wait until next week to find out. But it looks like some kind of combat might be about to ensue. So guys, you're just going to have to come back next week and see the conclusion of this chapter of the Tales from the Yawning Portal. This is going to be a bit of a combat, I suspect, which is going to drag on past our playtime. So we're going to cut things 5 minutes short. Is there anything you guys want to add? Nice session, I think.
There's a
Very
lot of
enjoyable.
interaction in Twitch chat. Like
Nice maps.
Yes,
Yeah.
this
Just
comes.
vibing.
Very cool maps.
This comes from a third-party module called Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. I backed it on Kickstarter. It's quite an interesting adventure that takes you, I think, all the way through the levels, and you can become new gods, apparently.
Okay, let's do that.
Alright, we're abandoning Tales of the Yawning Portal, everybody. This is the Destiny of the Gods now.
That's
To
one way
become
to
gods.
fight. That's one way to fight Shadow's Rune, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Look,
On even
if he
terms.
wants- if he wants to play with godlike powers, let's get the boys together.
Yeah, I can just see what's gonna happen. You're just gonna go back to Poseidon, steal the Emperor's Rune, and fuck off.
I can just see at the end of this campaign, it's just gonna be a bunch of level 20 just kicking the shit out of a nerd.
And Brock's just gonna be like, ah!
I'm not a god!
Brock's gonna go like, I touched a Titaness once.
I
She
married a
was dull.
Titaness.
Let's not exaggerate things. I don't know how King Zadar is on a crazy dwarf. That seems to be a bit of a giant horn dog.
It's a lot to handle.
He is right now.
Okay.
Fire giant. Alright guys, we're going to wrap things up here. Thanks for joining, and thanks for getting involved in the chat too tonight. It's nice to see some more people commenting and following the banter. So yeah, guys, check out the channel. I believe there's some DDO tomorrow night being streamed. And of course, we'll be back next week. Is it Monday yet? Bye guys.
Monday, yeah.
Bye.